Well, good afternoon, everybody. My name's Rohan, and going on from Luke's speech, where he said that the media just comes here to make everything seem fine. Hello, I'm from the media. Everything's fine. Chickens are going to save us all, and let me explain you how. So in 2014, while he was opening a coal mine, Tony Abbott said something that I think about quite a lot. He said that coal is good for humanity. And there's a sense that what he was saying is kind of true. Like, the Industrial Revolution has been rather useful in some ways. You could argue that coal has helped bring people out of poverty and has improved all of our lives remarkably as a cheap and reliable source of energy.
He's obviously never heard of cobalt.
But of course, we all know that Tony Abbott doesn't believe in anthropogenic climate change, and if he's able to continue his obsession with burning rocks for electricity, we will all meet a terrible end. So it got me thinking.
Look, not everything is cobalt!
Is there something that has been unambiguously good for humanity? Something that if it disappeared today, all of our lives would be much worse? Possibly cobalt. I thought...
My speech is about cobalt.
I also thought possibly penicillin. Like, that would be a big one. Or
I knew I'm allergic.
Oh.
Same.
So it is good for humanity.
Another one might be bees. These are...
Wait, did you say bees or bestiality?
Bestiality, yes. These are all good things, as you can see. And I think there are probably others. For example, cobalt.
She's fucking a bee!
Why does the bee need a condom? That is not just... No, it's a condom packet! It's a condom packet! Yeah, because if it stings her once, it dies. 5.4 minutes.
Well, today I will make the argument that chickens are actually good for humanity. And they deserve our respect. It's no secret that I love chickens. It's the first thing in my Twitter bio.
That seems misleading.
My home is decorated with chickens. They are cute and useful and delicious.
Why do you picture that cobalt miner on top of
And this is the holy trinity of attributes as far as I'm concerned. If it were possible to toilet train a chicken, I would absolutely be keeping one in my house as a pet, but unfortunately, they do not have sphincters.
That is unfortunate.
Just like David Attenborough.
Wait, he doesn't have a...
No, they have a thing called a cloaca, which everything comes out of. They also use it to breed. It's very complex and alien.
So they're just like gays.
For 5.4 minutes! For 5.4 minutes!
So my great-grandfather, actually, his name was James B. Salmond, and he was a chicken farmer. A chicken fancier, who brought the first...
Not better.
brought the first black leghorns to Australia in 1925.
Chickens can be cobalt miners now?
Oh my god.
My
Children will lose their jobs, man.
my father also showed chickens. He actually showed ones like that. They're white silkies, which are cute AF. So what's so great about the chicken? Well, many things. Turns out we've been living with chickens for a long time. people began domestication of the red jungle fowl in 6000 BC, which has given us about 8,000 years to become codependent. It's interesting to note that chickens were not originally domesticated for their eggs and meat. They were bred for cockfighting, which probably says something about the human condition. Apparently, it wasn't until the Hellenistic period that chickens were kept for food, but this is where the chicken really takes off as a positive force in the human story, in my opinion.
That's because the Greeks took over cockfighting.
And Spartans.
And Spartans, true. There are approximately 19 billion chickens in the world today, although the majority of these are broilers who are only alive for about 7 weeks before they are killed for food. And this is where I think I'm going to lose some of you today, because...
I'm vegetarian.
Yes, I think...
Today?
Because factory farming for both meat and eggs causes enormous amounts of unnecessary suffering. But it is worth mentioning that though regulations are improving, consumers themselves are also demanding food that is more ethically produced, which is gradually being reflected by retailers, but probably too gradually. But of course, factory farming isn't the only way to produce chicken, and it's a relatively new development in the story of chicken, and I'm taking a much longer view in this talk. So setting aside factory farming for a moment, chicken meat is an excellent source of lean protein.
How are you doing that with your hand, bro?
And why doesn't that say cute AF?
It reminds me of how to face.
It's my favorite food by far. And if you do eat meat, it turns out it's one of the more environmentally friendly ways to go, which is convenient because Australians apparently eat the most chicken per capita than any country in the world, even more than the US. Yeah.
Oh, for what? Not every.
Yeah, well, the rest of their diet's cobalt.
So chicken produces about 2.3 kilos of CO2 per kilo of meat produced, which doesn't sound that great, but when you compare it to lamb, which is 20.4 kilos and 15 kilos for beef, it's doing pretty well. This is because chickens don't produce methane and are less water intensive than other farm animals, so not bad. But I'm a vegetarian, you say, and I wouldn't be caught dead eating a chicken. They have nothing to offer me, a vegetarian. Well, to you I say, don't be dumb. The real star of the chicken is obviously the eggs.
It's true.
Actually, as an aside, Polynesian seafarers made the chicken. The chicken got to Easter Island long before Europeans ever did because of Polynesian seafaring, because they used chickens for eggs. Fun fact.
Well, fact.
Have you ever really considered the egg? Have you ever really stopped and thought about how magical an egg is?
I'm gay, no.
If you mix the yolk with the white, you get an omelette. You cook the yolk separately, and you can make mayonnaise. And if you cook the white by itself, you make the best food in the entire world, which is obviously pavlova. And all different ways you can cook. And what about all the different ways that you can cook eggs as just eggs, but they seem like completely different foods? How is a boiled egg the same food as a scrambled egg? And have you ever just cut into a perfectly poached egg? What the fuck?
Can't afford a house.
Magical. Magical.
That's not the egg's fault.
Side note, I highly recommend watching Every Way to Cook an Egg, 59 Methods by Bon Appetit on YouTube. It's a very good video. Very, very educational.
Is it longer than Luke's speech?
Is it longer than 5.4 minutes?
It's approximately 2 fucks.
That's true. It is approximately 2 fucks. Eggs also make good memes for woke boomers on Facebook. And this is one made by Lorna Barrow. So, well, she didn't make it. She posted it.
It's the same thing.
Woke boomers don't make memes.
They simply
They're made by Russell.
We ruined the slabs, I think.
So, what's this all got to do with me, you a vegan say?
How did you use a GIF? I tried so hard. Jenny, I don't mean to alarm you, but it's really easy.
I'll show you afterwards.
That's too late.
How are chickens good for humanity if I, a human, don't eat chicken or eggs? Well, first of all, you're very wrong, because you don't have to eat chicken for chickens to be part of your food, you dingus. Chickens are a vital part of organic farming and permaculture. They eat scraps, they scratch around on the ground and make the soil ready for planting, and their poo even fertilizes the soil.
They need nappies.
That's cobalt.
What good does your poo do? Nothing.
Says
That's your next talk! Yeah, alchemy, Malabar.
What can poo do for you?
Rhymes already.
If you're doing any serious vegetable gardening, you've got to have a few chooks because they help turn the waste into helpful byproducts, and they just generally make the ecosystem of the garden very healthy. So moving away from intensive farming practices which cause animal suffering and environmental damage still requires chickens because they're good for humanity. Duh. I timed that wrong. And look, if you're still not convinced, and I know you've all been waiting for this, let me remind you of the beautiful cocks. Luscious and handsome. A cock of many colours. Big cocks.
This is Rowan knowing his audience. I love it.
Or, if a little cock is more your speed, all the more power to you. A cock for every taste. Wow. Who knew there were so many kinds of cocks?
Wow.
Chickens are the future. They are unambiguously good for humanity. Case closed. The end. Thank you very much. Wow. Questions?
I don't really have questions. I mean, you covered my cocks pretty well.
It's pretty unambiguous.
No.
I've already asked you.
It's
I think you're saying you can eat an egg and still be a vegan technically. No.
no. Well, no.
Vegetarian.
But vegans should
No.
accept eggs into their
What
diet
you're
because they're
saying is
environmentally friendly.
vegans
Because trying to stop a chicken laying an egg is unethical.
That's true. No, I'm saying that chickens are, they contribute to the actual growth of vegetables, which vegans do actually eat.
So vegans cannot actually be vegans.
So
Because
they're
even their
technically exploiting
vegetables
eggs no
use
matter what they
animal
do.
byproducts.
Well,
which
maybe.
They'll just die
Animal
away.
body,
What's
shown
this?
in vegan, is what you're saying.
What's this?
I have no idea.
It's real good.
It's olive bread and goat's cheese.
All right, I think I'm done. Thank you very much.
Just cheese.